Are you excited? We are very exhausted by now. We can't wait for 5th of May. Like we say, tonight is our last dialogue. We started our dialogue in USJ4. Okay, since then we have moved around all over Subang Jaya. Whenever we're not having ceramah, we had a dialogue like this. Okay, this is really an opportunity for residents to engage the candidates. For me, for the state seat, and Wong Chen for the parliamentary seat. We want you to have an opportunity to at least dialogue with us before you go and take on 5th of May. Okay, I know in Subang Jaya many people have been denied the opportunity to engage our opponent MCA candidates here at both levels. Even as we are speaking now, Trust Soilite is hosting a dinner in Taitung for some selected residents. Okay, so we are sorry we cannot provide you dinner here, but we can provide you 1.5 hours of Q&A session. With 4 to 6 canopies, about 400 chairs. Today we have to add on, we have 8 canopies in the last 2 sessions, 700 chairs, and there are still crowds standing outside. So thank you so much for the overwhelming response. I've been here for 5 years. I've produced a report card in the form of a leaflet for you to take home and for you to read. I'm unable to spell out everything that we have done. In fact, this is the shortened version. I first produced a very thick one, and then my husband said nobody will read a thick report card. Okay, summarize and put photographs because people like to have light reading. So we have done a very short one for you. Please take a copy and please help me pass it on to your neighbors who are probably fence-sitters who might not come out for a dialogue like this. Help us send a message out because we only have 3 days left. Yeah. Wong Chen is new in Subang Jaya, but in the last 13 days, no less than that, 10 days, yeah, he has managed to convince a lot of people about why he is the best person to represent you in Parliament this coming general election. If you are still not convinced, you have opportunities to ask questions. For the benefit of everybody, we will allow one person to ask one question so that other people will get a chance to ask Wong Chen. Okay, so I'll pass the time to Wong Chen and then we'll start taking questions. We end to target by 9:30 because at 10 o'clock, both of us have another dialogue session also. Okay, so Wong Chen.
Thank you, everybody. I'm as glad as you that this is the final dialogue that we do. I've been losing a bit of sleep, losing my voice, chugging along. But every time I come to a big event, I feel energized by the crowd. So I thank all of you for coming tonight. Thank you for supporting us all along. Thank you for accepting me as a potential candidate for Ramadan. Now, I'm going to break protocol a bit and I won't take the first question yet. I would just like to address the issue of PT-PTN. Because while we were waiting here, there was 2 sets of people that asked me about it. Now, okay, if you are a student now and you have a PT-PTN loan, this is what will happen. You are allowed to finish your 3 years or 4-year loan. Yeah, that means if we take over in the next 3 days, your loan status will remain the same. You know, if you're going to the 2nd year, you continue to get loan support. It's just a new group that comes in to ask for PT-PTN. Now they don't have to take PT-PTN anymore because they're basically going to a free public university. Yeah. Now for the private university side, we cannot support all free education for private university. But we are considering giving the students some sort of living expenses. I think we are looking at 5,000 per head per year. Okay, so there'll be a transition period. We're looking at maybe about 4 to 5 years to normalize the PT-PTN and finish off the PT-PTN once and for all. If you have PT-PTN loan and you feel the civic duty to repay back, do so, but it won't be a requirement. Yeah, it won't be a requirement. But of course, whatever the people pay back is good because the country needs more money. Let's put it that way. Okay? So I hope that clarifies the issue of PTPTN. Let's take the first question.
Anyone? For those standing at the back, before we proceed further, can I encourage you to come forward and fill up the chairs here? Because it's not nice for us to take photographs with empty chairs.
Yes, please.
Actually, it's my concern. Recently, I've read a lot about the edible ink, inedible ink become edible, sorry. Inedible ink, inedible ink become edible, and a lot of postal vote go to somewhere instead of going to the counting center and so on. So my question is, other than having police report and having press conference, is there anything else you guys can do? I mean, if in case in future, maybe after May 6th, you guys lost by a slight majority, is there anything you can do? The thing is, what I want is like, maybe the citizen already, the rakyat already chosen the government, but because of the flaw of the system and so on, the unchosen government remain as the government. So that's my question.
Okay, thank you for your question. There's a lot of emails being circulated, photos of people being able to wash off the ink. This has not been proven yet. Yeah. We know there's a lot of rumor going around. We believe that the ink is still okay, generally. Yeah. But I think if you use GIF or something and scrub hard, you probably can remove it. So the issue is this: it's a numbers game. Yeah. How many policemen are there and how many soldiers are there? We're looking at policemen about 50,000, 60,000, police soldiers about 100,000. So is every policeman going to vote twice? Is every policeman carrying an UMNO card? I'm sure that percentage is very small. Yeah? So don't get this idea that, don't adopt a fatalistic approach and say that they're going to cheat, that they will beat us on those kind of grounds. Maybe at best they can get 10,000, 20,000 people who are willing to vote more than once from the army and the police. Yeah? So will 10 or 20,000 people defeat us in the general election? Maybe, maybe not. The biggest fear is actually to do with the Indons and the Banglas and the Myanmar people. That is the bigger fight. So don't get too excited about the indelible ink. It is of course upsetting if it's proven to be true, that it is washable, but it is not fatal. Yeah? Okay, what is important is, in the old days, what we observed, and this is what many observers told us, is that some people from a certain party will get a stack of ICs. Yeah? So they will go and vote in 20 saluran. If got 20 ICs, they pretend to be 20%. And so as a result, Bersama requested that the ink be put on them, so that they can stop voting more than once. Yeah? It wasn't intended to stop the police. The police wasn't the problem. The problem is a certain political party had a lot of ICs. So look at it in that context, in that proper context. I think the issue is quite settled. It's not going to be fatal to us. So don't give up. Yeah? Go out there and do your duty and vote, and we will win come Sunday. Okay? Thank you.
We have received reports that some younger people, they've never registered but their names are on the roll. Can I encourage you, if you have friends like that, please tell them to go out early and vote, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so that no phantom voters can go on their behalf. Okay? If you have not registered but found a name in the list, please go out and vote anyway. Okay? Please encourage anyone you know with this kind of scenario to go out. Okay, second question.
Second question.
Yeah, sir.
I'm Lawrence. Regarding the PTPTN loan, my daughter just applied. So in the process when Pakistan take over, what will happen to her? Because they haven't approved yet.
Are they applying for a public school or a private school?
Premium medical.
So private school.
I think semi-government.
Semi-government, is it?
Yeah.
Or semi-government, we have to look at semi PTPTN loan. That's the way we look at it. But to be fair, we cannot really do much until the next budget comes in. Yeah? The budget starts in January 1st, is debated sometime in October. Yeah? So when we inherit a new government, we cannot overnight cut the PT-PTN issue. We have to go in there and do the data measuring and data calculation. But we are committed to ending PT-PTN as soon as practicable. Yeah. So if you're going to private university, it's going to be a slight problem to adjust.
I don't know whether it's a private or...
That's right.
Because she did 2.5 years in Dublin.
Okay.
And 2.5 years supposed to be in Penang
Oh,
Hospital.
then she's okay.
She's okay, but her application was rejected due to their own negligence. They say a minimum 1 year. Actually, she has 2.5 years. And then all of them who applied all cannot kick out. So they have to reapply now only 3 days. I don't know they can approve it in time.
Okay. Well, yours is a special case, but we have to look at it. I can't really give you a direct answer. Same thing, is it? Well, you know why the government can't give you PT-PTN loan? Because they basically used up all the money. No, that's the reality. You know we are suffering 50 billion a year in deficit, right? The money that doesn't just fall from the sky, you have to actually borrow it. And the government borrow money from issuing government bonds. Yeah? And they're issuing about 50 billion government bonds a year. And they take this money to give you bring. Essentially, they are borrowing money to give you. You know, this is not the way to run a government. You look at how Singapore does it. Every year they have a surplus, and when they have a surplus and coming to election year, they pay out money. Yeah, they pay out money to people to help the poor. So we cannot continue in this manner. But you know, we are committed to giving free education. This idea of education, you have to pay for it, is basically destroying the world, if you really ask me. Yeah, this idea of universities are not free. This is something very modern. This is a 1990s product of the capitalist system, yeah, where the free market reigns completely. If we go back to the 70s and 80s, all education are free at the university level, if you remember. Yeah. And that's what we're heading back towards. And this is the global trend also. The global world understands that if you have very expensive private universities, you only serve the very rich people. As a result, there's no more social mobility between the rich and poor. And this is a global movement to go back to free education at the public at the higher education level. Okay. Let's take another question.